Years ago, I would have never thought that I would be content living in an apartment as a family of four. Honestly, I didn't even see myself living here very long when I moved in, especially as a millennial who was sold the American dream. My ideal goal would have been a house with a lot of square footage, a yard, the whole dream. But over the years, I have really found contentment and joy in just stewarding where I am. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that I don't want a house at some point in the future, but I definitely wouldn't want as big of a house as I would have thought I would have wanted. And I've really come to enjoy having less square footage for many reasons. One of which is a lot less to clean, and it just feels very cozy to be in a smaller space. I would have thought that as my family grew that I would become less comfortable. But my husband and I, we've actively worked against that by getting rid of unnecessary things, decluttering, and being very mindful about what we bring into the house, whether it be clothes, toys, furniture. We have processes around all those things so that we don't just accumulate a ton of stuff. And honestly, our space feels more spacious and clutter-free now with two little kids than it did prior to having kids. Mainly because our habits, mainly mine, have changed, and I've been so much better for it. So in this instance, I would have thought that a bigger house and more space would have meant more happiness and more peace. But I was able to accomplish that with a little over 1,000 square feet. So sometimes when it seems like we need a change of environment or a new place, sometimes the change needs to happen within us and we can become more content where we are. I'm not sure how long we'll be here, but I'm happy where I am. Years ago, I would have never thought that this would be the case.